Life's a party. Life's always a party. Let's go.
Yo, what's going on? How we doing out there today?
We should make our show 3D, Paul.
I like the concept for sure.
Is 3D going out of business? I feel like I haven't. I don't know. Maybe you know this off the top of your head, but when was the last 3D movie? You don't probably know the specific movie, but what was the last 3D movie you saw?
I have no clue. I haven't really gone out of my way to see a movie in 3D in a while. Like if it's offered in 3D, I won't usually go.
Well,
like,
it's also
not,
more money, right? It's like $4 extra to see it in 3D. I hate 3D.
I'm not a huge fan of it.
YouTube should do shit on 3D. That would be cool.
I feel like they do. I feel like if you have the accessibility to do it, it makes sense. And like YouTube would already just have the video, but it would look stupid if you don't have the stuff you need. You know
I don't know why I thought. Like I think 3D is going out of business.
Okay. It probably is, honestly. I mean, as you said, the only movie that I can think, I remember, Avatar, like with the blue people.
Yeah, I know. Like, why do you say with the blue people?
Well, there's two types of Avatar,
it's
right?
It's 2021, dude. There's no color, all right? But I know Avatar is with the blue people. Did they do 3D?
They did, and I remember that being very popularized, like with 3D, and kind of made 3D.
Was Toy Story 3D?
The first Toy Story? No, That was like 1996. I mean, but some of those animated films are 3D. The thing with 3D though is if you plan to do it in 3D, you usually have to start the filming process, because you change your cameras a little bit, like you shoot it a little differently if it's in 3D. You can do a post, like if you complete the film already, you can actually add like a 3D thing on top of it in post-production. It doesn't look as good because the film wasn't really made for 3D.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Wait, I don't know why we're talking 3D to start the show. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day at home. It's just like what came to my mind when the podcast started. Well, I have one question for you real quick, but Paul.
Yeah.
What's a 3D printer?
A 3D printer is something you can make out of it's a machine that allows you to make things out of plastic.
Do you buy a 3D printer? Like you can't go to Staples and print something 3D.
No. But you can you buy a 3D printer. There's different types of 3D printers. It's super expensive, the actual printer is. But then I don't know what it's called, but the plastic isn't like too expensive that you use to actually print it. But say you wanted to print
You said we wanted to do the shotgun tools.
Yeah.
So how would we go about doing that?
Well, you find like a model online, or you create the 3D model online, or using the program that comes with the printer, and then you basically program it to make that, and then the printer will develop it. It's pretty dope.
Oh, so that's what was on my mind. So like, how's your day going, Paul? You have a good day today?
Yeah. But
Paul's dying to get into the show, and I'm just like,
in terms of 3D.
No, I asked about your day. I don't care about 3D anymore. That was my quick thought.
No, but in terms of 3D with movies, have you seen the new Cruella trailer?
Okay, you're segueing. I want to know about your day.
No, I
was going to say I cut my finger while I was cutting my bagel today.
All right, you're stupid.
All right, but we do want to talk about a movie, the trailer that came out, Disney, not 3D. What movie is it, Paul?
Disney dropped their new trailer for their film Cruella, which comes out in May, I believe, or supposedly May, obviously, with all of the COVID things, and the world of the movie schedule consistently and constantly changes. So it's expected to come out in May on the 28th of this year, 2021. Stars one of my favorite actresses, Emma Stone. Also, Mark Strong. He's in a bunch of films. I really like him. So I'm excited for it.
Really strong actor he is.
Yeah, he's very strong, that Mark.
I actually saw this trailer from my boss. So we have a Skype channel, and we're like sports guys. We talk mostly sports. But he actually sent a trailer out of nowhere, and I watched it, and we all watched it. And it's interesting to see how aesthetic it is.
Yeah.
Like how visually pleasing this trailer is.
I agree.
But that's normal to see from a Disney movie because they have the funds to make such good visual movies. Am I right?
Yeah. No, well, so this movie in particular is with their live action remakes. So it's Cruella, the very famous Disney villain from 101 Dalmatians. That's this. But this is her origin story.
See, I wasn't sure what it was. Like, I'm just stupid in Disney. If you saw the last episode, I got like one Disney question correct. So I was like watching this trailer and I was like, Cruella, like I know her from something. Then it was like the skunk hair gave me something. And I was like, oh, that's the 101 Dalmatians. So through the whole trailer, I'm like, where the hell were the Dalmatians? I need to see the Dalmatians. And I finally saw them. And I was like, boom, I know. I want to see this one. So maybe we'll go together, Paul.
Okay, yeah. I don't know the last time we went to a movie together. I think we went. It was like a bunch of our friends. I think did we see Bohemian Rhapsody together?
We didn't. I was not there. I don't know when was the last time we saw a movie together.
But this movie looks pretty cool.
Looks good. Looks good.
Hopefully it comes out. A lot of people are kind of comparing it to Warner Brothers' The Joker, which came out, 2 years ago, 2019?
I see that comparison with...
Did you watch The Joker?
I did not.
Okay, then how are you comparing?
But I saw the trailer.
Okay.
So therefore I can compare the two trailers.
Yes, I agree.
Okay. I'm a movie expert, Paul.
But it's kind of Cruella of how she becomes a supervillain and a villain in general. And I think that's why it's the comparison between the Joker. It's like her going mad. And obviously the Joker was about him going mad and dealing with society and being an outcast and that kind of thing. So, and then as Ryan said, with the visuals, it's definitely very gritty like that film.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely interested in seeing it. I love the Joker. We'll see what Disney can do. Disney won't. I don't really think will go that far in terms of like violence and
maybe the Joker is going to be dating Cruella.
That would be a good take. I would.
Oh my God! Could you imagine a movie with Cruella and the Joker like dating, like the power couple right there?
Yeah.
All right. Well, enough Cruella. That's a movie. Check it out. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, man. Before we get in the show, it's just positive vibes all the time, Paul. Life's a party. Life's always a party. Block 1, pop culture facts. All right, we want to continue to use this podcast and platform to learn new things. Yeah. So what do we do? What do I always say, Paul? I go on this podcast. I learn new things from you. I go home, and I even absorb myself in that knowledge even more.
Yeah, I agree.
Will you point on my mic because I got to talk into the mic?
Yeah, I mean,
Paul's multitasking. He's directing the show, and he's on the star of the show.
I got to make sure we sound good. And that
I just like to talk to you. Like I like to look at the people I talk, eye contact. But like I said, we're gonna do pop culture facts, and we want to continue to use this platform to learn new things. So it is always fun to continue to learn. So we're gonna go down a list of pop culture facts that are very interesting.
Okay.
The first one that I saw was that Will Smith actually hated watching new episodes of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You like that show, Paul? Born and raised, West Philadelphia.
I loved The Fresh Prince growing up. That's something I feel as though I watched. At a too young of age. It was like too mature for what I was watching it at.
Yeah, it was always on like right before school, I feel like. Maybe not.
It was on late at night. It was like Nick at Night.
But apparently he hated watching new episodes because he would memorize the entire script of not just his lines, but the entire show. So there's a clip of Will Smith sitting on a couch as his co-host, well, his co-actor is saying lines to someone else. And you can see in the clip that Will Smith is actually mimicking the exact words of his co-star's line.
Okay.
So he said he had a bad, habit of saying other people's lines while he's in the scene.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, he's lipping their words as they're saying it to someone else.
I could see, because this is a series that brought Will Smith to the world, right? This is his show. It's kind of based on a true story. It's kind of just his life and how he was, and it's very important to him. So I could see where, if you're starting a brand new show and you're really invested in it and you're interested in it and it's going to be your big hit, that you're going to study the shit out of the script, right? Like, you're just going to love this thing. And I think probably reading it so much, being so excited about it.
He was too in love with it. That's what he was. But that's the thing, like, a lot of actors and actresses don't even remember their lines. I was watching a Superbad audition with... not Seth Rogen, the
Jonah Hill?
Jonah Hill, and it's the three scenes, like, why would you choose Muhammad, or why would you choose McLovin?
I just saw that too, yeah.
I don't know if it was on TikTok or not, but you see Jonah Hill's the only one with the script, and he still, like, doesn't understand his lines. So not only did Will Smith know his own lines, but he knew the whole script of the entire show, and I just thought it was interesting that he just hated to watch it because he would see himself actually lipping the words of other co-actors' lines.
Yeah, it's just a fun thing. He was excited.
Fun. He was excited. He was pumped up.
He was ready to be the Fresh Prince that we all know and love, right?
Born and raised.
The next one we're going to go here is, this is a cool thing.
Shooting some b-ball.
This is a Hollywood set that has been reused on different occasions. So something big right now on TikTok, it's on Netflix, it just resurfaced, is, a childhood show that we grew up with. I don't know if you did.
Yes,
iCarly.
I did.
iCarly, baby. I was a big fan of iCarly.
Gibbby. Big Gibbby guy. I'm Gibbby, and I like to take my shirt off.
I think that was the weirdest thing. Do you think that could pass on Nickelodeon today?
No, I saw that. Well, the thing you're getting to is right there's like a foot fetish. The guy directing it had a foot fetish. You know more than I do, so I'm gonna let you take this one. But I just saw that there's. I'm gonna let you take it because I don't know.
So there is what Ryan's referring to is iCarly, the director, producer. His name is Dan Schneider.
Yeah, there it is. That's it.
And he did a lot of very famous Nickelodeon shows. He was the producer of like All That and Zoe 101, Drake and Josh, iCarly, etc. Right? So.
And he loved feet. Big foot guy.
So for some reason,
big foot guy.
There are these stories. There are these stories coming out that he used to make like his actors, and they're all he's working with child actors on Nickelodeon, all would do these weird things with their feet. Like he would write these things in with their feet, and as a kid, like we never noticed it. It was just a funny thing. But if you look back on how many scenes there are with maybe someone licking a foot or like dipping their feet in like jelly or like these weird things. So it's funny to look back on that and see, Gibby, who most of the time,
Gibbby with my shirt off,
especially the first couple seasons, when he grew up, they like kind of wrote that out of the character. And they made it a joke. They're like, "Oh, Gibbby, take your shirt off." He's like, "Dude, I'm like 16. I don't do that anymore." But I think it's funny that was a joke. Like he would just take his shirt off in the middle of the scene. But
wait, isn't the Nickelodeon sign a foot? Or am I thinking of something else? Like I'm thinking of slime and a foot.
You are. So you're definitely on the right idea.
The right track.
Nickelodeon had a bunch of like in the 90s it was Nick with like a splat, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be Nickelodeon and an orange splat, and there are different logos with. Sometimes it was a foot.
Yeah, I thought I did see a couple feet, but that's
your feet knowledge.
Yeah, I do. I don't know what that means, but okay. I don't work at Foot Locker.
So what we're getting with is iCarly. That set from I believe it's the school scene.
Yeah, the high school scene.
So when they do all the scenes in the high school, it was actually a reused set from a very famous show, Saved by the Bell, one of my favorites.
Love Saved by the Bell. That was the show that we watched before school. It was on in the morning, and we watch it. What's called just died? Not Screech. Just died.
Really?
Yeah. You didn't hear that?
No,
it's like
I did
big
not.
news.
Did not.
Oh, I can't remember what he died from.
I know he was suffering with some drug things
earlier
earlier
like
on
alcohol,
in life.
Not alcohol. He didn't die of alcohol, but he literally died. Screech.
I didn't know that.
Like within the past month.
Okay.
There you go. Fun fact.
That's not a fun fact.
Sorry, not a fun fact.
But the iCarly...
Not a fun fact.
The iCarly high school scene was actually used in Saved by the Bell for Bayside, and it was also used on the set of That's So Raven.
Yeah. Sorry.
Disney Channel,
fun fact.
a little bit of Saved by the Bell, Nickelodeon. And as I was telling Ryan kind of before the show, there are a lot of things in Hollywood, especially with like movie making and TV, that the sets kind of get moved around. They get repainted, resurfaced, just like redesigned, because it's so much easier to do that than build something from scratch.
Well, that's why I brought up to you before the show. I was like, I wonder what other shows or movies use the same set. So I Googled it real quick. And it came up that the Pretty Little Liars and the Gilmore Girls. I love the Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
Big Gilmore Girls guy. Bigfoot guy, big Gilmore Girls guy. That's me. 1-2 punch. And it turned out they used the same set, which was actually the back lot at Warner Bros. And you were like, well, yeah, obviously they're going to use the Warner Bros. Lot. That's like the most historic lot. Everybody uses that lot. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, the Warner Brothers back lot is very famous in cinema. One of my favorite films, Back to the Future, they used it. It's like the town of Hill Valley, and they transformed it into 3 full decades.
Well, how big is this lot?
There's a bunch of different parts of the lot, but there's like different corners of the lot that have different outside like scenery. So you can go to New York Street, and then a lot of TV shows that film on like a studio, like film in studio, and it's a fake room or a fake kitchen or whatever they do, right?
Yeah.
If they ever have to do exterior shots, say they have to be in New York City or they have to be in San Francisco or whatever, they'll go to the Warner Brothers back lot, pick that section of the lot, and they'll like walk down New York Street, and they'll film it, and it's all New York exteriors.
Have you ever been there? I want to get there one time. I like historic stuff like that, like being in a moment where a lot of movies were made, where a lot of movie stars were there or TV stars. I'm into that kind of stuff. I just didn't know if you've ever been there.
No, there was a cool video I watched a couple of years ago where there's a guy on YouTube, and what he does is he goes and revisits historical film locations, like 20 or 30 years after the film. So he'll be like, oh, The Breakfast Club, and he'll go visit the high school, and he'll pull up side-by-side comparisons of what that high school looked in the film and what the film, or what the high school looks today, which is pretty cool.
Dude, last thing on this is I saw while I was like rummaging around on the internet that the Titanic was filmed with literally a tiny ass boat. Like literally the boat was like the size of a peanut.
Yeah.
And they were just swimming around it in like a pool.
There's different.
That's nuts.
Oh wait, so I saw this.
That's nuts.
I saw this on TikTok.
Literally nuts. I see peanuts.
Oh my
that's
God, get out of here. I saw this on TikTok where it was a.
You saw something on TikTok?
I love TikTok. It was a.
I don't have TikTok.
Yes, you do. Shut up. They said some behind the scenes photos of the movie Titanic, and they pull back and it's in a pool, and they're filming these shots of like Jack and whatever the girl's name is.
Jack and Diane.
No, not Jack and
Great
Diane.
song.
They filmed them like in the pool with the director and trying to figure out how to shoot the scene. And someone goes, "Oh my God, Titanic was filmed in a pool. My whole life is a lie." What the hell do you think?
They're out there with the sharks and whales?
Well, yeah, you think they
Leo
filmed it
DiCaprio swimming out there
in the ocean? You're an idiot. It's stupid.
All right, but that was that one. Our next one is kind of mind blowing. I don't believe this one. I think as we went over this pre-show, and you were like, "How factual is this one?" So apparently, the Google image search was created because J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, wore a green Versace dress to the Grammys. So what happened was during that moment, everyone wanted to see that Versace dress that J-Lo was wearing. So they all ran to the internet trying to Google things on how they can find out what J-Lo looks like in the dress. So Google then took that data and they created the image tab, not the Google search engine overall, but the specific Google tab of images. So I thought that was kind of whack. It seems like it's a little late. Like I feel like Google Images was way before that.
I mean, if we're gonna show the image. I'll show the image for you. You'll probably realize why people wanted to see what she looked like.
It looks like she forgot to zip up the front of her dress. Like it looks like, hey Jay, like my onesie. Like hey Ryan, zip up the front of your onesie. No one wants to see that.
Very revealing photo of J-Lo.
So I can understand the high demand on the Google search engine when she was wearing this bad boy at the Grammys.
Of course.
All right, what's the next one?
The next one.
To point to the ceiling.
The next one.
Like you have an idea. The next one is.
The next one here. So Rachel McAdams actually wore a wig in the movie Mean Girls, and it was made of like human hair, but it was a very realistic wig, and
I would have never known that was a wig.
And the wig was worth $10,000.
Now, I don't know this, but ladies at home, are wigs normally $10,000?
I don't believe so.
You know what would be cool? I've never been to a wig party. Those look fun.
I've heard of those. Those are dope.
What do guys wear? Like afros?
You would, probably wear an afro or maybe.
I would not look good in an afro.
Maybe you could wear a bald cap.
I don't want to wear. If it's a wig party, why would I wear a bald cap?
Maybe wear like a mohawk thing or something.
What is this? I might go with the afro. The afro's not looking too bad of an idea now.
But I think this is really interesting that her wig was worth $10,000, something that I didn't even know she wore a wig.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
I bet you a lot of people didn't even realize that is a wig in the film. But the only reason that Rachel McAdams actually wore a wig in the first place was that they said her hair, she couldn't bleach her natural hair to get the blonde that they wanted. And also her hair was just too short and they wanted something a little longer for Regina. But Mean Girls, iconic film, iconic wig. That's what they do.
How much do you think that wig goes for now?
That's probably a really expensive movie prop that someone bought.
Hell yeah. Also, I thought when I was reading this and looking at it, when I get a haircut, everyone who cuts my hair, they're like, man, your hair color is beautiful, Ryan.
Well,
you have beautiful hair color. He was like, you know how much money people would pay for this color hair? I'm like, what am I missing out on? Like, where do I cut my hair and where do I drop it off at? Like, do I drop it off at Warner Bros? Like,
where?
Get a Ziploc bag of my hair and go to Warner Bros, knock on the front door. Hello, I got some hair for you. What do you got?
What do I have to do to earn the funds that you believe my hair is worth?
Hopefully it's not like GameStop where you bring them an Xbox, a PS5, and you go, we'll give you $3. All right, okay. Warner Bros better give me some hefty cash, like a bag of cash for my luscious, beautiful hair color.
So the next block we have here, it's called What's Trending. right?
I mean, I guess that's the name of the block.
What's trending, baby? Ryan and I are going to go down a list of things that are trendy right now or kind of been trendy the last year or so and give our own thoughts.
First one, life's a party. That's what's trendy. Life's a party's trending up.
Trending going up, baby. If we had a stock, you should buy in. We don't have one yet.
Like a rocket ship.
To the moon, baby.
Do podcasts have? No, they don't. Podcasts have stock? There's no way.
Unless it's a company stock, yeah.
Oh, maybe like a Barstool. I guess I get that. All right, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. There we go.
The first item,
what's trending,
or thing we're going to talk about is this is in-store mystery boxes.
Ooh.
Ryan didn't know what this was.
I did not.
And I've seen it a little places. Something I saw this was at Comic-Con when I'll talk to a little bit story about it. But it's just kind of like a mystery box of items that is in a store. It's usually set at a certain price point. So say the box is worth like $75. And depending on what box you get, it can either be worth $75, it can be worth a lot more than $75, or it can be worth, no. So if it's at $75, it can be worth $75, or it could be worth a lot more. You'll never lose money.
That's what I was going to say. If you're going to, because what this example is that Marshall's had a free mystery box and they only had one hidden around the store. I don't like that. I like what you were talking about, how you have several mystery boxes that anybody can risk and purchase.
Yep.
And I feel like that should be the right move, where $75 is the bottom line, but it'd be fucked up if you get $25 worth in the box.
Agreed. So yeah,
but it's a good temptation to see if you can get more in the box. I like the idea a lot.
It makes, because there's a lot of people that are intrigued, right? It makes you buy the product a little bit more, knowing that you're going to get at least that bottom line, and then you have the ability, just like gambling.
Yeah,
right?
I was gonna say, like if you're a gambler like I am, I'm down. Like this is right down the middle fastball for me to hit out of the park. I love it. Love the idea.
Yeah, just if you want to gamble. So a little story that I had a couple years ago, I went to Philadelphia Comic-Con, and especially there,
was Iron Man there?
He was not, unfortunately.
Iron Man was not there.
No.
The hell happened? He's probably Captain America's guarding the Capitol building.
Yes, yeah.
Was he there, Captain America?
He was not either. Actually, Chris Evans was.
Wait, so you're telling me you went to Comic-Con and Captain America and Iron Man were not in attendance?
Captain America was there, actually, dude. Chris Evans.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
I was going to say, you better get your money back.
That's what's cool with, if you've ever been to Comic-Con, a lot of the celebrities and stuff go around. One of my favorite guys, Paul Rudd. We've talked about Paul Rudd on the show.
Love him.
I have a signed frame by him. It has a picture of him, and it's like him in the movie Ant-Man holding his suit, and I bought it at Comic-Con.
Where is it?
It's upstairs in my room.
Is it?
Yeah.
I never saw it. You never showed me that one.
But
he probably scared him to steal it.
That's why I don't put it down here in the basement where people can see things.
So tell me about the mystery box.
The mystery box, something that I did was there was a lightsaber store. So this was
get out of here.
So this was a mystery box, but it was for the price of a lightsaber. So this company makes these custom lightsabers, and they're really cool, and they go anywhere from like $45 to $300, and based on like sound and effects and just like quality of the lightsaber. So it's pretty cool, and they're meant to fight with. So like they're really heavy duty.
So if I'm gonna go rob a bank, I can take this bad boy
go
in?
ahead, baby. Yeah.
All right, I might have to go to this Comic-Con next year.
So something that I thought about doing, I was like, I don't know if I want one. And then my buddy was there too, and he said, I'll buy one if you buy one.
Or I could just use this weapon.
The Twisted Teeth. Something that I was like, I don't know if I want one. And then the guy was like, well, we have a mystery box. And the mystery box, comes with a lightsaber in it. You don't know what it is. It's definitely, it's $70.
But you knew it was a lightsaber.
Yes. You knew it was a lightsaber.
You just didn't know the quality.
Correct. So it was $70. It was either going to be worth $70 or it could be upwards of $300 if I got a lucky box.
Ooh, the lucky box. Did you get a lucky box?
I didn't get a very lucky box. I got a one that was worth like $80. So I saved $10.
There you go.
But you win some, you lose some. It's a cool idea, those mystery boxes.
All right, so I can take your lightsaber that you won to rob a bank.
There you go. Let me know.
There we go. It's an actual. Is it like registered as an actual weapon?
No, of course not.
You said you're just supposed to use it to fight people.
Yeah. If someone attacks you, you got the lightsaber.
So you just have it on you at all times?
Usually.
All right. Next one. What are we even talking about? Trends. All right, there we are. The next trend is a personalized relationship playlist on Spotify. So if you have a boo thing at home, Spotify made this feature where you take a personality test, I guess, on the app. I haven't tried it myself. And you take it with your girlfriend, you take it with your boyfriend, and it actually makes its own love playlist according to how you answer the personality questions.
Okay.
Which I thought was very interesting. It turns out you can actually create your own playlist. Like a lot of people do that. A lot of girlfriends or boyfriends love to receive a gift where the boyfriend or girlfriend creates a playlist for them.
Yeah.
Like if you're in the car together, he's like, "Hey babe, I made you a playlist." That's a nice thought.
Or it's like, hey, you're going in the bedroom, you got a custom, sex playlist.
Okay.
Same idea,
There's
right?
a lot of John Legend going on there.
Maybe, yeah, a lot of The Weeknd kind of vibes.
Depends what kind of sex person you are.
Night you're having. But I think that's pretty cool. I mean, Spotify sees what they have in their audience, and I think that's definitely well due.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Next thing, we're going to talk about something
that's new to us. It's very new to us.
New to us, but it involves TikTok, and it involves with the TikTok platform.
Yeah, what does Show of Life's a Party without some TikTok talk?
Of course. So this is a company called iFlix, and they are teaming up with TikTok to basically make a platform more to searching in TikTok categories. So I personally think this is very along the lines of TikTok trying to compete with YouTube. And YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. It's Google and then YouTube. And it's something that's very popular on YouTube, which is I think 55 to 60% of YouTube's videos are how-to videos. So it's like, oh, how do I fix this plumbing?
I never made oatmeal before. I looked up how to make oatmeal on YouTube. It had like 5 million views.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you kidding me? It's like this average guy, he had like 5 subscribers. How to make oatmeal. It was horrible, by the way. Someone's got to teach me how to make fucking oatmeal because I don't know how to do it. But it's funny you brought that up because it was literally how to make oatmeal. I looked it up today. But go ahead.
So something along those lines of, I think TikTok's biggest problem is its like search features where you can't search things that
I
you want to do. You know what I mean?
It's like, more so the content comes to you based on how you peruse.
Yeah, and
peruse the site.
And TikTok hasn't really taken the idea of like you searching for.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. It's just starting. I mean, TikTok's been very successful, currently. So.
What's that saying? Don't change something that's not broke.
Correct. but TikTok, has gained has been very popular. It has 1.1 billion users worldwide. They said, hey, let's take on, YouTube a little bit. The amount of money that YouTube gets from ad revenue is insane. So I think it's that line trying to compete with the YouTube giant. It's an interesting idea.
Well, they were talking about how they're trying to bring in more of an audience. So right now TikTok is more the demographic of millennials and Gen Z.
Correct.
Which is our generation and younger, correct?
Correct.
So I guess this platform would make it easier for those older people, like the 40s, the 50s, maybe even the 60s that want to see cute little puppy videos.
Yeah.
It'll make it easier for those older people to peruse the site, the platform, instead of TikTok, where they can go and like to be in control of what they like to watch.
I agree.
So I think it's a good idea. So I never heard of iFlix, though.
Yeah, it's probably just like a different company. But
it's a really good, it sounds like a really good business collaboration that TikTok's going to benefit from. So it's a good idea. Next one. So this is Oppo Mobile Cinema in London. So it lets people watch films on handsets. Handsets, Paul, not headsets.
I don't really understand
not iPhones,
this.
Handsets.
What is a handset?
So there's a new cinema in London. It looks like a food vendor truck. You know what they look like?
Yes, I do.
Don't we have a picture of this thing for me?
Like a taco truck or something?
Like a taco truck in the middle of New York, the Bronx, or not Broadway. Yeah, Broadway, it's the road.
Yeah.
But it looks like a food truck. So apparently these people can go to this pop-up truck, and it connects people and it gives people a platform to comfortably settle in a recliner and view films via its newest handset. So I guess you get to the vendor, I hand you a handset to watch the movie, and then that's how you watch the movie. So wait, let me read it. So on site, there's also a 5G powered vending machine that dispenses snacks, because what's a movie without a snack?
I agree.
And visitors also have the opportunity to connect with brand ambassadors there to learn more about the technology of the Oppo Find X2 Pro.
So I think
this was kind of made because of the COVID virus and the pandemic. So I guess it allows people to space out in the open public, more of like a picnic style. So you're 6 feet away, you're outside.
Yeah.
You're safer from the COVID.
But you're still watching these like new released films.
I wonder if they give headphones.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, they didn't. They're testing it on, like, what did they say they were testing on? Independent Film Awards.
But so here's the thing. This is what I don't get. It said, it's like a handset, so it's
like a DS. It'd be like a tablet you see when you walk in the Apple.
Yeah, it looks like a tablet
or Verizon Wireless,
or even like a little large of a phone. And they're putting you on like a recliner. They're putting you on like a fancy thing. So
not a recliner. I think it's in the middle of. Look at where it is. It's like in the middle of a park.
You said recliners.
Oh, they did say they were going to recline. Well, how the hell are you going to get a recliner?
I don't know, but you're like
besides the point.
You're like watching this video, and I'm like, I don't know, like I'd rather just watch something in my home. But I understand if you want to see new media and new content, and maybe pay for a price, you can get away from like. This is like an alternative to the movie theater, but almost on the same ends of why not just go to like a drive-in movie?
Yeah, I'm with you on this. I think this is a trend that's not going to be trending in the right direction.
No,
I'm with you on that. I like this next one that you're going to talk about.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Is it really that ridiculous though? Or is it that smart?
I think it's fashion trying to be smart, but it is ridiculous.
Okay, what is it?
This is a company called Pretty Little Thing. They debuted their long sleeve mask bodycon dress. And
Pretty Little Thing is the company.
Yes,
I guess that's a brand of clothing or a designer.
Yeah, so Pretty Little Thing, they developed this new dress that is involved and has a mask that is like in the dress, which is really interesting. So
you literally just slide, like you put the dress on, you literally just slide up the mask. It's attached to the dress. Does it look like it have like the ear things that go around too? I don't know. I might have to zoom in on that one.
But it looks like, if you ever walk around and you see those certain type of masks, the gainer masks, where you put it around your neck and then you just slide it up.
Yeah.
It's the idea is if the gainer mask, instead of like ending at your neck, the bottom of your neck by your chest.
It's like a turtleneck.
Yeah. Is a turtleneck, turns into a turtleneck, and then goes down your entire body.
Well, this is good because if you forget you can't really forget your mask.
A
lot of people go into the grocery store, they take 5 steps in, then what happens? Oh shit, I forgot my mask. Got to go back to the car. But here, you go to the grocery store. Oh shit, I forgot my mask. Oh, it is my mask. My mask is my dress.
It's all my person.
So whoop, just slide it on up, and you're good to go. Go get those groceries, girl.
I think it's a little absurd, but definitely functional.
I like it
nonetheless.
I don't think it would work for guys.
Well, why? Unless it's a turtleneck. They turn like an actual turtleneck.
When was the last time you wore a turtleneck?
1995.
You weren't even born in 1995.
Exactly, baby.
All right, this last one is pretty cool. This trend is pretty but this trend is really cool. Like I was really excited to show it to you because it has some Marvel attached to it.
Okay.
But I feel like there's not a toy out there that's going to outlast time, if that makes sense. Like back in the day, they had like those Disney toys or like the Woody and Buzz Lightyears who like you would say a command and they would actually fall over.
Yeah. Yeah.
You saw those?
The only toy.
But now those are old news. It's like something's always going to outdo that.
So this is a new toy. But real quick, before we tell you about this toy, the only toy that I think is outlasting time, I thought about this the other day.
A yo-yo?
No. The Pokemon card. The fact, I think Pokemon...
Well, they're making a comeback.
No, I don't think they ever left, dude.
Well, they had the app, the iPhone game, Pokemon.
They had Pokemon Go.
Oh, that's what.
But I think Pokemon cards are more valuable than ever right now, and I just think that's really interesting. But what are we talking about here?
All right, so let me read this. So the character-filled WoW Pods. So the brand is WoW Pods. So they apparently illuminate when you swipe your hand. So basically, they are just like, do we have any Pop Funks in the front? Well, we have a Gritty in the front. If you're watching on YouTube, we have a Paul's a big Pop Funk guy, and he collects Pop Funk figures from like Spider-Man, the Gritty, to Tiger Woods, to Carson Wentz, whatever. So they look like these Pop Funk toys, but they're in like an outer case.
They're in like a hexagon.
Yeah, like a
thing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. Look at you, past geometry, fist pump.
1, 2, 3. At least I didn't have to count them out loud.
So basically, they're Pop Funks in a hexagon. And the thing that's really cool about this is that the hexagon connects to other I'll just say Pop Funks. So you get an Iron Man hexagon Pop Funk. You get a Spider-Man hexagon Pop Funk. You get a Elsa Pop Funk hexagon. Put them together and you hang up in your room. Or you can even hang them on your wall. Then what happens is you turn the lights off and they have a little camera at the top of the hexagon. We're using a drink every time you hear hexagon. New drinking game. Hexagon. So there's a little camera at the top of the hexagon, almost like laptops have like a camera to see you. And what you do is you swipe your hand across the camera and it lights up.
It's a little motion sensor there for you to help the light and then they'll connect the lights.
Yeah, so if you have a bunch of these things and you just swipe your hand across the room, the whole thing lights up like a show.
That's pretty dope.
So I thought that was pretty cool. I even added a little Iron Man there for you.
You did. Thank you, buddy. I think this is a cool idea. I'm a real big fan of the Pop Funkos.
Well, it says the age range is 5 to 15, so don't get too excited, Paul.
But I mean, they look like collector items. You know what I mean? Like, they're also collector items. And especially if you like to take, or if you don't, like, I just kind of started to take my Pop Funkos out of the box. I always kept them in the box. But these look, they're supposed to be outside the box. They can connect with one another. And I think that's the difference, is that the fact that you can get a bunch and you can connect them.
That's what's cool about it. And it also is a good selling tactic.
Yeah. Well, it's like, hey, if you have one,
you got to go buy the others.
Go buy more so you can light up everything.
Well, here's my one last question on this before we get into some sports. So this picture is not a very good representation, but can you put these things on walls? Or do you put them on like a shelf? Like, what is that picture? That picture's not a good picture.
You could probably like use like a command strip or something of that nature and probably put it on a wall. They look very light, not heavy at all. So
yeah, pretty cool. I wonder what those go for, like price wise. All right, so block 3, our final block of the day. I know we're winding down the show, but it's coming a little hot at that. Why did we both
hit the whoa?
The whoa.
Block 3, I'm excited. Ryan's going to talk about some sports trades that never happened.
Yeah, so we always think about like movies that almost happened or players that almost played together. So I just found 3 sports trades that almost happened. And now these aren't the top 3 sports trades that almost happened. It's just 3 that we picked just because we like the players. Well, me and Paul both like all 3 of these players.
Yeah, exactly.
So the first one is Charles Barkley. The mound bound, the rebound, baby. Love Chuck.
Good old
So in
Charles.
1992... the trade was supposed to be Lakers would get Charles Barkley and Ron Anderson, and the Sixers would get James Worthy and Eldon Campbell. So Charles Barkley was going to be an L.A. Laker. The man who doesn't have a championship could have went to the Lakers and won a championship. Now, the story with this, which is so funny about this specific scenario, is that apparently Charles Barkley got a call from his agent that he was traded to the Lakers. So what does one do when they get traded to one of the best organizations, not even just in basketball of all time, the LA Lakers? You're going to go out and celebrate.
You get smacked up.
You don't care where you are. You drop what you're doing. You get smacked up. You go out to a bar. So Charles Barkley said he goes out to the bar and he gets smacked up. He starts having some beers, taking some shots, and he's pumped up that he's going to go to the Lakers. He even quoted, "I'm fucked. I'm fucking so excited that I'm going to the Lakers." Then he said, 3 hours later, I get a phone call from my agent saying that the Sixers backed out of the deal. So at this point, Charles Barkley's at the bar, smacked up. Guess what happens? He has a game with the Sixers that night. He said he was feeling it a little bit, went out and played that night. I don't know his stats, so if you're hearing this story, go check the stats. But Charles Barkley thought he was getting traded to the LA Lakers, and he didn't, and he ended up playing the game drunk. I bet you a lot of players play drunk.
There's definitely, someone who's kind of came back into the spotlight, Dennis Rodman. I've been following him on TikTok. He's so funny on TikTok, and learning about The Last Dance, if you watch that on Netflix or ESPN or whatever, about the Chicago Bulls and when Dennis Rodman was on that team. I mean, that man would have a game in like a day or two, or, he was like between games. He would fly his ass to Las Vegas.
But as long as he was performing, like Phil Jackson was like, okay, you can do what you want. I don't know. That's weird. Why was I looking? Oh, because I saw his TikTok today. He posted a TikTok of album covers. Can you stop yelling at me about the mic?
I'm not yelling at you. I just don't want you to not be able to be heard through the mic.
These people will hear me. So I was looking at Dennis Rodman's TikTok today. Did you see it? Where he did the album cover challenge?
Yes.
And I was like looking up Carmen Electra, and like the life they lived together during the 96, 97 Bulls is crazy. How much partying they did. And like he still would show up to practice and show up to the games. It was like that one story where Luka celebrated his 21st birthday on a Friday night.
Yes.
Like out of town, and even the announcers during the game were like, "This guy definitely got smacked up last night."
He's celebrating, you know what I mean?
But we do like Charles Barkley. We like his golf game. He's a very good entertainer. Don't you agree?
Yeah, good entertainer. Good.
His golf swing's not that great.
No, but going.
Did you watch the match with
No, I did not.
Are you kidding me, Paul?
I did not.
Are you kidding me? That was such a great watch. It was Phil and Chuck, but Chuck got the cheat because he got the hit on they moved the tee up.
Tees up for him?
Yeah, so just for him. So that was kind of bogus. But I like Chuck. He's it's kind of cool to see how athletes are behind the mic for entertainment after their careers.
I think it's curious to see,
because it's hard to do.
Athletes just in general, what they do with their lives after their career is done. Because I mean, that's the majority of their life up to that point.
They make a lot of money while they play, but it's nearly not enough for them to cover their house expensive, their kids. Because I mean, there's plenty of stories. We're gonna talk about Allen Iverson, but there's a story about how like he almost went bankrupt because he bought so many cars. Shaq had I think we're going to talk about Shaq a little bit. Shaq had the biggest Walmart purchase ever.
Yeah.
He bought like 4 cars in one. So it's like these athletes don't know how to handle their money, but Chuck did a great job after his playing career doing commentary on like the, what is that? What is the award they win, the TNT pregame show? Not a Grammy. Emmy.
Emmy's TV.
All right, so the next one we're going to talk about is Kobe Bryant to the Detroit Pistons. So the trade was actually supposed to be Pistons would get Kobe Bryant, the Kobe Bryant. And the Lakers would have got Rip Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince, and a couple of picks. So it turned out that Kobe Bryant went on a podcast. It was like the Grantland Basketball Hour show, and he confirmed like this was an actual true story. So the trade in 2007 was almost a done deal, with both teams agreeing to hit the principal, and they were both ready to make it happen. But the only problem was that Kobe actually had a no-trade clause. So he had a no-trade clause where he can deny the trade. So say, hey, Paul, I'm going to go trade you. You have a no-trade clause. Nah, I don't want to go there. So it turned out he was the only player. Kobe was the only player in the league who had a no-trade clause. Out of all the teams, he was the only guy, and he turned down the trade because he didn't want to go to Detroit.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Do they still do that now?
Yeah. They still do that. I think I don't know players off the top of my hand that I probably assume LeBron has a no-trade clause.
LeBron definitely has it, yeah.
But this goes to show, like, maybe if he gets traded to Detroit, he doesn't get any more championships after his three-peat with Shaq.
Yeah, that's really good for him that he was able to control his destiny. And he was like, yeah, no, fuck no, that's Detroit.
Well, we were both talking about this before the show. It's crazy how little things can change a career. Like, what if Tom Brady wasn't the quarterback of the Patriots, or Derek Jeter didn't get drafted by the Yankees? It's like we probably wouldn't even know who those people are. And it's kind of sad that Kobe died because he had a lot of expectations to do something after like NBA. Like you were saying, how well these players do after NBA. Like Kobe had a lot of plans, especially in the movie business when retiring from basketball.
Kobe was just a full-time entrepreneur. Kobe really liked being the best at everything that he did. And that was something I learned about him more, looking him up after his passing, unfortunately.
Didn't he win an Oscar? Wait, yeah.
Yeah, and he won an Oscar for a short film called Dear Basketball, and it was like a hand-drawn thing. It was really interesting. Go check it out. It's a short film.
Very creative.
But it was an animated short film that he won this Academy Award for. Obviously, he probably would have done more. He probably would have been a producer on films. He probably would have got more involved in the Hollywood aspect.
Because I feel like that was a quick turnaround where he retired from basketball and then won a Grammy like almost simultaneously.
Yeah.
But one more thing, you just got to tell the story because we're a big Jimmy Fallon guy before we get off Kobe. But Jimmy Fallon, what makes him great, and I know a lot of people don't like him, but what I like most about him is he's a very good storyteller. And the Kobe Bryant story that you're about to say, no pressure, is like one of my favorite stories. It's that story, the Kobe Bryant story with Jimmy Fallon, and then I want to say like an after party where he was up singing with Prince, and he was what's it called when you like conduct the show? You do it all. MC. Yeah. He was like MCing the party at like Jay-Z's house. I don't know whose house it was, and he was getting all these celebrities to come up stage, and he just like lived the coolest life. But this story with Kobe Bryant is just like, it's so cool to see. It's like humbling to see where people actually come from.
Yeah, so cool story before we get off Kobe right here. So Ryan was talking about a story that, our guy we really like, Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon talks about his best memory with Kobe, and he's talked about it a few times on his show. And he said one of his first times he was in L.A., he was very young. Him and Kobe are right around the same age. And he was kind of starting his comedy career out in L.A., and he was doing these small gigs, and he was very unknown.
Yeah, they were both nobodies. It was Kobe's rookie year, and Jimmy Fallon was literally just bouncing around trying to make beer money at comedy clubs.
And what happened was they ended up meeting at an LA party, and they were just partying together. Whoever owned the house and whoever's party it was said, "Hey, like, can someone go out on a beer run? we need some beer for the party." And Kobe and Jimmy were just kind of together and said, "Hey, yeah, we'll go do it. So they walked down to the local liquor store and were trying to get some beer where the store was closed. And it was just Jimmy and Kobe.
And there was, not only were they closed, but they only did delivery.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it wasn't like an alcohol, like a liquor store. Like you could go in and take stuff out. It was like you order like deliveries for like trucks.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So it was just a really cool moment. They were trying to get beer, and the guy was like, "No, sorry, like you can't come in. You can't come in." And
Could you imagine saying no to Kobe Bryant and Jimmy? No, you can't come in. We're closed. Like we don't deliver beer.
And Jimmy was like, "Okay, let's go. Like we'll go try another spot." And Kobe literally had like a card as well, and he like knocked on the door. Was like, "Hey, I'm an LA Laker." And the guy was like, "All right, cool," and opened the door.
He was like, "Come on in." They all like showed up to the party with a bunch of beer. That's a cool story because like, if that happened later on in life where this guy's working in New York, I don't know if they were in LA or New York, probably LA, and he sees Kobe and Jimmy Fallon, like obviously they're gonna let him in. But to know like this was like the bottom of their career, and Kobe, all he had to do was go, "I'm an LA Laker," and then they get beer for a party. That's just one of my favorite stories.
It's a cool thing that you hear like different people pulling certain cards, if they're celebrities. But that's definitely shows a lot of his character of Kobe, and it's just a cool story about about those two guys.
All right, so this last one we're gonna round the show off. What a Sixer trade that almost happened. If you're a Sixers fan, you know about this trade, and it hurts you inside. So the Sixers almost got Tracy McGrady in 1999. So the Sixers were supposed to get T-Mac, Tracy McGrady, and a first-round pick for Larry Hughes from the Raptors. So not only were the Raptors going to give us Tracy McGrady, an upcoming star, but they were going to give us they were going to give us a first-round pick for Larry Hughes. Now, what actually turned out was that Stephen A. Smith, I believe he was on SportsCenter and announced the trade. Like, he was like, okay, T-Mac is going to Philly with a first-round pick for Larry Hughes. It's going to be T-Mac and Allen Iverson. Like, he announced it on ESPN. So while T-Mac actually turned out to be, like, I don't know if he is a Hall of Famer. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. But he turned out to have a amazing career. Larry Hughes is known for being on the LeBron NBA Finals team and just being known for how bad that team was and how LeBron got that team to the finals. Larry Hughes was on that team. That's what he's known for. So to almost think you had Tracy McGrady and Allen Iverson as like one of the best backcourts of all time, let it be known that Allen Iverson was 24 years old when this trade would have went through. So to have those two would have been crazy. And what makes me reminisce on this trade also, it makes you think about like the impact Allen Iverson had on not only basketball, but like the whole cultural shock. Like he was the first one to get tattoos. He was the first one to do cornrows. He was the first one to have baggy long shorts. Back in the day, that wasn't the thing. Like Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, they had short shorts. They weren't tatted up. They weren't listening to hip hop. Yeah. So it was like, it's kind of like what Steph Curry does today in changing the game and making it fun again. AI changed the culture of basketball. Yeah. So I was asking you pre-show, I was like, is there an actor or actress, or is there a method of actor-actress of like what changed? Because we like comparing sports and movies on this show. Like you're the movie guy, I'm the sports guy. So I was just thinking how Allen Iverson culturally changed basketball. How would that relate? Does that even relate to movies? I don't even know.
Dude, I think Allen Iverson, I think it's really cool that you compare, like there are, in any sport, in any genre of like anything with careers, there's always like pivotal people, right? There's like people that change the game. Like, we talk about him on the show, like Elon Musk, he's going to be one of those guys. I think Leonardo DiCaprio is probably going to be one of those guys with movies, who's just a full-time method type of, Leo's not even really a method actor.
Well, that's what you said. Like what is a method? I don't know what that is.
You don't know what that is?
Method actor.
So like a method actor. So Heath Ledger. So we said if we had to compare anybody, I think it would be the transferring of Heath Ledger with his role as the Joker in The Dark Knight in 2008, which, a few months later he tragically passed for. And Heath Ledger took on this very iconic character that was psychologically messed up, right? Like this Joker character.
So he fully commit.
Correct, right? He was just really into it. But doing that, like what he did was, he might have locked himself away in his hotel room, or, he kind of isolated himself from people. Like he wanted to get into the best state he could to portray the character of the Joker the most authentically that he perceived it to be. Unfortunately, it led him down a bad path, a little bit with drugs, and unfortunately led to his death. But he did win an Academy Award for that role. So it's kind of like, how far will you go, right?
Exactly. Like what limits are you able to, or what limits are you willing to set the bar at to have success? Like, are you willing to set the bar at a different level than where normal people do, just so that you can have more success than those people.
Agreed.
And Heath Ledger's a great example. Kobe Bryant's a great example of that.
All these people, man.
So that's pretty much it. That's the show.
Yeah, that's our show.
I stole your line.
Yeah, that is our show this week. Thanks for getting to the end. We appreciate you listening as always. If you're listening on YouTube or you're watching wherever you are, please follow us, subscribe to us. We just hit 200 followers on YouTube.
200. And we got 50 on not yet. We almost have 50 on TikTok.
We're trying to get 50,000.
50,000.
We have a lot more than 50, buddy. But we almost have 50,000 TikTok followers, which is really exciting for us. So thank you for being a part of us, joining the party as always.
Music, take us out.
Peace, baby.
Later.